sharply lower cattle and feeder cattle trade. Todd, have your thoughts changed here in the last week or so?
Even though they tried to get me to change my mind, Mark, and they pushed them up, but I told you we'd get this sharp rally, so I'm not surprised. They reached up a little bit farther than I thought they would, which is, always the case, especially in these types of markets. They usually go a little bit lower than you think they're going to go, and they go a little higher. This was a little bit of a push to the upside, but again, to me, it was more of a short covering, a short squeeze. And again, I'm still beating the drum. I'm a seller, and I'm going to continue to sell them until they prove me wrong, and they really have not proved me wrong yet, because we were on top of that rally, and we're going to look to sell, live cattle right about here. I mean, I have no problem here, and feeders here are a little bit higher would be great, but I think we work our way back down, all the way back to the lows we just made. And if you look out into the future, you see next June, you got live cattle trading in the 120s. So again, I believe we're going all the way back down across the board here.
And feeder cattle, we're showing that right now as well. They're showing about a $10 drop here month to month in some cases, out to April. They're 178, where right now November is at 187.
I think you play the backwardation. All that's telling you is that there's a little bit of a cash squeeze up in the front here, and you're going to look for them to go lower, and I believe you'll be rewarded. Now again, you have to trade with some discipline here, and if you get wrong, you have to learn to get out. But at the end of the day, I believe we'll work ourselves much lower. And again, I think that the high prices that we saw over the summer and last year are going to be a memory, and we're going to get back into what we would say normal ranges, which is still substantially lower from where we are right here.
And how does that change when looking at the pork complex? Todd Horwitz live in Chicago. Let's talk about the hog trade.
I think I choked on a pork bone. I tell you, it's amazing how fast they fell, and I really thought that 65 was going to hold, and now we're in the 61 handle. Now, on the reverse of that, Mark, we look at the hogs going forward, and you've got contango. You've got higher prices going out, and we know that, coming in to the first year, typically a bigger demand. I believe that the hogs is still a good buy here. It's a little scarier, but remember, we went straight down. There's going to be a bounce from here. Whether or not we're going lower from here, I don't care. There's definitely going to be a bounce somewhere in the next day or so, and that bounce is going to be very healthy. So even if you just want to look for a quick scalp trade, you can buy them down here somewhere, because you're going to get a very big bounce, probably a limit up move in the next couple of days.
We'll watch for that. And with that, we say thank you for your time. We'll get back to you tonight in our rural evening news, but appreciate the time right now. Todd Horwitz live from Chicago, and with our time remaining, a look at